Hey there, educators. Have you ever stared at a state standard and just thought, okay, but what do I actually do with this tomorrow? If so, you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're going to walk through how to take ELA Standard K-2.L.V.2 and turn it into a really powerful, ready-to-go lesson for your students.
All right, let's jump right in. Here's our game plan. First, we'll unpack the standards so we know exactly what we're aiming for. Then, we'll get into planning using some fantastic resources. After that, and this is the fun part, we'll model the exact instructional routine you can use. And finally, we'll touch on how to support all your learners and check for mastery. Let's do this.
First things first, we've got to get super clear on what this standard is asking our students to do. You can't plan a great trip if you don't know the destination, and it's the same thing with our lessons.
So that's really the big question, right? This isn't just about teaching kids to sound out words anymore. Our goal here is to turn them into little word detectives, giving them the skills to confidently investigate any new word they see by looking for clues inside the word itself.
Okay, so here's the standard in all its official glory, but let's look at that I can target. That's what really matters. I can break words apart and build new words to understand what they mean. The huge shift here is moving from just reading words to actually analyzing them, spotting that familiar root word and figuring out what that little ending, like s, ed, or ing, is doing to the meaning.
And this skill doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It fits perfectly into a clear progression. It builds right on top of the phonics skills they've been working so hard on, and it sets them up perfectly for the more complex word work they'll do later when they start tackling things like prefixes.
So as you start planning, these 4 things, these are your look-fors. This is what mastery actually looks and sounds like in the classroom. We need to see that they can find the root word, they can spot that little ending, and, this is key, they can tell you what that ending does to the word's meaning. And finally, can they put them together to build a new word? This is our target.
Okay, so how do we plan for this? Well, the great news is we don't have to reinvent the wheel. The state has given us 2 fantastic resources that give us everything we need. They tell us what to teach and how to teach it. I like to think of these 2 documents as my lesson planning dream team. Seriously. The evidence document is your map. It tells you what mastery looks like, so you know exactly where you're going. And the strategy card, that's your car. It gives you the step-by-step routine to get your students to that destination. You've got the what and the how, all right here.
Now this is where planning gets really smart. When we use the evidence document to look at the critical skills on the left, it helps us anticipate the common mistakes students will make, which you see on the right. For example, we know kids are going to want to say the id sound for every word ending in ed, so we can plan ahead to explicitly teach them that it can also sound like duh or tuh. It's all about being proactive.
All right, let's get this into the classroom. We're going to bring this to life with that classic gradual release model, I do, we do, you do. We'll use the word detective routine, and I'm going to model for you exactly what to say and do.
Okay, so it's the I do portion of the lesson. All eyes are on me. Okay, class, my turn to be a word detective. Watch my brain work. I'm looking at this word helping. My eyes see a smaller word inside that I already know. I see the word help. So I'm going to underline help. I know that's the root word. It's the main part. Then I see this ending, ing. That little piece tells me it's happening right now. So when I put help and ing together, it means someone is doing the action of helping right now. Helping. Now it's time to bring them into the action with the we do. I'll put a new word on the board. Okay, detectives, now we're a team. Look at this word, cooking. On your whiteboards, show me the 2 parts of this word. What's the root and what's the ending? Show me.
And this is exactly what I'm hoping to see. I can scan the room, and on their whiteboards, I see cook with a line and then ing. Beautiful. This tells me they can break the word apart and find that root.
But what if a student makes a mistake? It's going to happen. Let's say I ask a student to break apart weighted, and they say the parts are wait and did. Okay, ding ding ding, misconception alert. They're telling me the sound they hear, not the letters they see. So I'm going to jump in with language that's super precise but also really supportive. I praise their effort, name the error simply, and then we immediately practice it the right way together. This little move corrects the mistake on the spot and keeps them feeling confident. Now, this is absolutely crucial. We have to make sure every single student can access this standard and that we're also pushing the students who are ready for a challenge. So let's talk about differentiation.
So for our friends who need a little more support, we can use hands-on tools like letter tiles to physically build and break the words. But for students who have got it and are ready for more, we can extend their thinking by introducing word sums or having them go on a word hunt in their books to find other words with the same root.
Last but not least, how do we know if our teaching actually worked? We need to collect a little data. Let's talk about a super quick and easy way to assess this at the end of your lesson.
You don't need a big formal test for this. A simple exit ticket is your best friend here. Just give each student a slip of paper with a word like jumped on it. Ask them to draw a line to split the parts and circle the root. It takes maybe 2 minutes, and it gives you all the information you need.
Then, using a simple checklist like this one, which, you'll notice, matches our success criteria from the very beginning, you can sort those exit tickets in about 30 seconds. You'll have one pile of kids who got it, and another pile of kids who might need a quick reteach in a small group tomorrow. It's that easy.
So, to wrap it all up, the path to a fantastic lesson is really just these 4 steps. Unpack what you need to teach. Plan with the amazing resources you already have. Teach using that gradual release model. And then check for understanding with a quick exit ticket.
Thanks so much for watching. Honestly, the best way to get good at this is to just try it. So think of one simple word, maybe playing or looked, and give this word detective routine a try with your class tomorrow. You can totally do this.